Hello and welcome to the TED Conference. My name is Editor Bina and I am a software engineer at Nike. Before we begin, if this is your first time at a TED Conference, let me give you a little background of what it is. The TED Conference is where people come and share ideas with the world no matter what background you come from. You could be a teacher, someone in the culinary industry, or even a blue-collar worker such as a construction worker. To start off, let me talk a little bit more about myself and how I got to the point where I am today. I couldn't be here today if I didn't start off my education at Valencia, a community college where I attended the Osceola campus. Here I aim to receive my AA in computer science and transfer over to the University of Central Florida to finally receive my bachelor's. I chose computer science because I always had an interest in technology, and being able to create things from lines of code always seemed as something that could be fun and challenging. Anytime I needed to work on an assignment, I always chose to work in the library, or the math depot if I needed help with math work. While trying to get my degree, I always put the best work I could into it because that's the type of person I am, a maximizer. I like to work with classmates so we could all have different perspectives on certain problems. If one was struggling, then the other may have the answer to it. Although I stayed focused on my assignments, making sure I was always productive, that doesn't mean I have to go to the struggle of paying for college. I was lucky enough to have to pay for anything when studying for my AA. I'd pay for it with the state Pell Grants. I would always save them and not spend them so I could use them for the following semester. But after I left Valencia and went to UCF, that's when things got intense. I had a dramatic increase in class costs, I had to pay for my room, transportation, and food. But the worst thing from the switch is I now have responsibilities. After finally completing college and receiving my degree, I was still left with a whopping $35,000 of student debt. At first I was upset, but then I looked at the brighter side of things. I'm finally out of school and I could finally get into my career. Now that I've finally got my degree in computer science, you would assume that I would be able to get straight into my career as a software engineer. But in reality, the technological field, they will always look at the higher achievements, such as a master's degree or a lot of experience. Just because I graduated the degree doesn't necessarily give me a job. Luckily, I had internships in different companies and put together a portfolio of all projects I've completed to show hiring managers. Sure, a resume is something important to the job hiring process, but to someone in the software industry, they like to focus more on the portfolio and see what you've done and what you're capable of doing. After doing that, you'll be able to secure a spot in the industry, as luckily as I was. But I did not go straight into the position as a software engineer. I had to settle for a position as a software developer. It was only till later that I received a job as a software engineer. The software developer essentially analyzes the user's needs, designs it, tests it, and develops software that would satisfy the user's needs within an application if they wanted it done a certain way. Developers are in charge of the whole development process within a program. They usually work together with other programmers. However, in some companies, they just type comments along with their codes to share with the other programmers, and they all do it by themselves. While reviewing the profession, I have found that the employment rate for developers is one of the highest in any other profession. California and Texas are the states with the highest employment level in the country for software developers. As we move more into the future, the need for developers and engineers will continue to grow because our technology will keep advancing along with us. Now, to finally wrap up, I'm going to go over the reason why I wanted to become a software engineer. I wanted to become an engineer so I can continue to evolve networks with new software advancement. I can do this by discovering new problems and collaborating with team members, which makes it a fun experience. And in the long run, the more I improve and develop networks will only be helping the future generations be able to create things that we might not even be able to think of today. But the personal reason I chose to become an engineer was to show my mom and dad that their son is making a positive change to the world. Being part of the first generation within my family to be born in America and aiming to complete college and continue to have a successful career, I wanted to achieve these things so I could show them that their scary move from Central America to the United States was worth it. My ability to focus on school and work and sacrificing time with my friends really shaped me into what I am today. The personal importance of growth and constantly learning new ways to solve problems also feed into my determination to continue to improve networks. Working with people will always be beneficial to me, as we can all strategize on how to improve networks today. Overall, my goal to become a software engineer is complete, but I will continue to make this world a better place by creating new advances with software, and will strive to make this world a fun and exciting place for the future generations to come.
Created using Powtoon.